A single blip appeared on their deep space radar. Small, silent, alone. The Admiral laughed. One ship. The AI's next words wiped the grin off his face. Asterisk, sir, it's human. Asterisk. The control room went dead silent. Then alarms screamed. The panic had begun. The Velvar Dominion, a proud and ancient sector of the Galactic Empire, had not seen war in over 400 years. Its systems were stable. Its patrols were routine. Nothing ever happened out here, until now. Admiral Korvac stood aboard the Vigilant Star, his 6 eyes narrowing at the anomaly appearing on the tactical holomap. A single ship, no fleet, no escort, just a lone vessel slowly cutting across Sector Zal, 91. Must be a rogue trader, he muttered, waving a hand to dismiss the alert. Flag it and move on. But the AI didn't move on. It blinked, then beeped again. Urgent threat classification, unknown, origin, Earth. The room froze. Earth? One of the technicians whispered. Admiral Korvac turned slowly. That's not possible. The humans are confined to their little fringe territories. They've never dared cross into Dominion space. No, sir, the AI replied. This ship did not cross. It appeared. The words hung in the air like a curse. Appeared? With trembling fingers, a junior officer enhanced the feed. And there it was. A matte black silhouette, razor-edged, surrounded by shifting energy fields that scrambled sensors. No official markings. No lights. Just silence and cold intent. And one name etched across its hull in deep white paint. UHS Revenant. Across the bridge, no one breathed. Even the Empire's most seasoned commanders knew the name from classified whispers, smuggled reports, and post-battle wreckage tales. Revenant, the ghost ship. The human dreadnought that wasn't supposed to exist. No record of its departure. Another officer stammered. No wormhole signature, no warp trail, nothing. It simply arrived, the AI repeated. Korvac clenched a fist. Give me eyes on the crew. I want biosigns. I want. Sir, it's not responding to hails. It's powering weapons. The red warning lights bloomed across the bridge. This was no lost vessel. This was a message. On board the Revenant, inside its black steel walls, Commander Lyra Voss sat alone in the control seat, eyes glowing faintly blue under her neural interface. She didn't need a crew. The ship was the crew. Target lock confirmed. The ship's voice purred in her skull. No shots yet, she replied calmly. Let them sweat. She leaned back, watching the Dominion fleet scramble. Dozens of ships, awakened from boredom, now fluttered like startled birds. This was your mistake, she whispered to the stars. You thought we were just observers. Just fringe world trash. You forgot what we really are. The words she had received from high command echoed in her memory. Enter their space. Make them see. Do not fire first, unless they try. Then leave no survivors. It had been 72 years since humanity's last engagement with the Galactic Empire. A cold peace had followed. But that peace was born not of trust, but of fear. They feared what humans might do. They were about to be reminded. Back on the Vigilant Star, chaos had replaced arrogance. 12 ships online and forming blockades, sir. Revenant is holding position, not firing. She's watching us, the communications officer muttered, voice dry with fear. Admiral Korvac knew it was true. That one ship outclassed them all. The reports from the Battle of Rylos came flooding back, when 3 human ships crippled a fleet of 50. How they moved through wormholes like shadows. How they fought without fear. How they never left survivors. He had laughed then, dismissed it as propaganda. Now, he stood in their crosshairs. Suddenly, the Revenant moved. Not fast, not aggressive, just forward. The Dominion fleet flinched. Weapons powered up. Shields flared. Korvac screamed, hold fire. Hold fire. But one frightened officer, young, fresh, stupid, panicked. A single plasma torpedo launched. It streaked toward the Revenant. Then, nothing. The torpedo hit and vanished in a silent, glowing sphere that pulsed once and dissolved. A temporal shell? Someone gasped. The Revenant paused, and then its hull shimmered. From its sides, panels slid open. 6 cannons extended, blacker than space, pulsing with violet light. It didn't fire yet. It waited. Lyra Voss narrowed her eyes. One warning. Her voice echoed through encrypted frequencies directly into the command bridge of the Vigilant Star. "This is Commander Voss of the UHS Revenant. You fired on a vessel that did not threaten you. You have 60 seconds to power down all weapons and withdraw from this sector. After that, I will assume intent to engage. There will be no second warning." The voice, calm, measured, human, carried the weight of a coming storm. The Admiral's voice broke as he whispered, "She's going to annihilate us. This is Commander Voss of the UHS Revenant. You have 60 seconds to power down all weapons and withdraw." The timer began, and the entire Dominion fleet had no idea whether to retreat or risk extinction. Panic, the kind that gripped the Vigilant Star's bridge like a vice. 40 seconds remaining. The AI intoned calmly, while the crew screamed in disorder. Admiral Korvac stood frozen. He could feel the eyes of every officer on him, desperate for orders. Some were ready to fire. Others already wanted to flee. But he knew the truth. This wasn't a bluff. "Has command responded to our distress signal?" he asked. The comms officer shook his head. "We've been jammed, sir. No outgoing transmissions." Korvac's claws dug into the console. The Revenant wasn't just advanced, it was untouchable. They were boxed in with a predator, and even running might trigger its wrath. 30 seconds. On board the Revenant, Commander Voss watched calmly. Her neural link fed her a stream of data, weapon status, heat signatures, emotional spikes aboard enemy ships. She could feel them unraveling. "Cowards," she whispered. But not all of them. One ship had moved closer. A cruiser class, Imperial Blade *, shielded its fleet, weapons still hot. The captain's name pinged across her HUD, Varnek Dow. She remembered that name. He had led a raid on a human mining colony 8 years ago. No provocation. Hundreds dead. Now he was staring down humanity's judgment. 15 seconds. "Sir," an officer shouted. "The Imperial Blade is charging main cannon." Korvac spun around. "What? He'll doom us all." But the blade didn't listen. It moved in front of the Revenant, as if daring it to fire. The silence was unbearable. 10-9. Korvac slammed a fist on the emergency override. "All ships, stand down. Power down weapons, now." No response from Imperial Blade, sir. 8-7. Korvac stared at the image of the Revenant. She's not bluffing. On the Revenant, Commander Voss exhaled slowly. 5. She focused on the blade, locked its energy signature. 4. Her fingers hovered over the mental trigger. Not a button, just thought. 3. She didn't want to fire. But if they wanted war. 2. Her mind linked with the ship's quantum drive. Every weapon synced. 1. The Imperial Blade fired. A lance of blue plasma ripped toward the Revenant at 12,000 meters per second. But it never touched her. It slowed, shuddered, and was swallowed into a distortion bubble. Then, Commander Voss fired back. Not at the fleet. Not at the Admiral. Just the blade. 6 void-laced cannons roared in complete silence. From the outside, it looked like a black wave swept through space. The blade vanished in a flash of purple. No explosion. No wreckage. Just gone. An entire warship erased in a second. The bridge of the Vigilant Star erupted in screams. She erased him. Gone, completely gone. "Sir, our targeting systems just fried." Admiral Korvac gripped the edge of the table, knuckles white, heart hammering. She didn't destroy him. She deleted him. Behind them, the AI spoke again, voice subdued. "All human weapons remain online. Revenant is awaiting response." Korvac lowered his head. The decision was clear now. He pressed a trembling finger to ship-wide broadcast. "All Dominion ships, this is Admiral Korvac. Power down your weapons. Withdraw from Sector Zal 91 immediately. We are not engaging." That is a direct order. One by one, the lights on the tactical display dimmed. Weapons powered down. Engines cooled. The great Dominion fleet turned and fled. Inside the Revenant, Voss finally closed her eyes. Message sent. She leaned back and whispered to her ship. "Time to leave." The Revenant folded space like paper. In an instant, it vanished. No trail. No energy signature. Just silence. Meanwhile, in the Imperial capital, alarms rang across high command. The transmission from Korvac, his voice broken, panicked, played on loop. It was human. It was alone. It destroyed everything. Panic spread through the War Council chambers. And somewhere, in the shadows of power, a voice whispered, "They're not hiding anymore. Humanity is back." One warship appeared. One shot was fired. One empire panicked. Humanity never declared war. They simply reminded the galaxy what fear feels like. The Revenant disappeared as if it had never existed. But the shockwave it left behind rippled across the stars. In the heart of the Galactic Empire, panic set in. Not the kind that caused riots, but the kind that made admirals sweat, senators fall silent, and kings question their invincibility. Because now, everyone was asking the same question. How long have the humans been preparing? #### in the Imperial Senate. Grand Chancellor Velrex slammed his hand on the marble table. We had peace. 70 years of peace. False peace, someone shouted back. We never disarmed them. We just ignored them. Because they were weak. Velrex growled. No, said General Anna softly. Because we were afraid. He stood, throwing a datapad onto the table. The display showed the last image of the Imperial blade, moments before it vanished. This wasn't a ship. It was a message, a warning. Then why didn't they destroy the fleet? Asked the senator. Silence. Because no one had an answer. Except one. Because they didn't come to conquer, whispered Sanakel, former ambassador to Earth. They came to show us they could. Her voice trembled as she looked out across the stars. And we believed they were gone. Broken. Passive. We forgot what they did to the Grawl horde. We forgot how they responded when the Varth slaughtered their civilians. We forgot that they don't do wars of words. They do wars of revenge. ####. Meanwhile, deep in human territory, in a black operations facility known only as Forge 6, Commander Lyra stepped out of the Revenant's launch bay. The atmosphere was colder here, the lighting dimmer. Everything was classified. Report, said a figure in a dark uniform. The Empire still flinches at a single warship, Voss said. Just like we hoped. Any resistance? One fool. He's gone now. The man nodded. Then the test is complete. He handed her a sealed data drive. Time to activate the next phase. #### back in the Empire. Spies scrambled. Fleets repositioned. Diplomats raced to re-establish communication with the Terran Federation. But no one could find them. All signals were blocked. All human colonies were silent. It was as if the entire race had slipped into shadows. Until one signal emerged. A short message. Just 2 sentences. We saw your fleets. We know your strength. Now, see ours. Across 19 sectors, human warships decloaked for exactly 30 seconds. One in each sector. Then vanished again. No attack. No threats. Just presence. Enough to make the Empire understand. The Revenant wasn't alone. It never had been. #### Final scene. Admiral Korvax stood alone in his quarters, watching the holo recording of the Revenant's attack for the 100th time. He sipped something strong. Stronger than protocol allowed. They're not coming for war, he whispered to himself. They're reminding us we lost the last one.